Hi guys, I'm Peter and welcome back to the channel. Today we are having a battle between two of the most iconic car brands in the world. The Porsche and Ferrari. If you like cars like this, reviews, battles, be sure to follow me and hit that subscribe button and the bell. Let's bring it on. You have joined me at my garage today with the two cars, the Porsche Cayman S and the Ferrari 360. This is meant as a follow-up on my last two videos where I've been going close up with both of the cars. So today we're gonna rank the cars on 10 different areas and ranking them from 0 to 10 on each area. And which one come out with the most point must be the better car, right? Let's get started with the first category, and it is the looks of the cars. And let's remember that this is from owner's point of view. It's because I've had both cars for, the Porsche I've had for 3 years and the Ferrari I've had for 6 years. So this is based on what I think and what I've had from experiences of driving the cars. So let's get on with it. Looks of the car, starting out with the Porsche Cayman S. Let's get closer. No doubt this is a Porsche. It looks iconic and even though it's not a 911, I still think it resembles the history very, very well. So an extremely beautiful car, and it's recognizable anywhere. People will have no doubt that this is a Porsche. Moving on to the Ferrari. Yeah, what can you say? It is a Ferrari 360, and it's from the model range that started with the 308 and has just, the last model in the model range is the F8, and they're all center car engines, V8s, and the same as this one. Beautiful lines, and you can almost see the history of the model range just by looking at it. Extremely beautiful car. So here are the first results of the first round. The Porsche Cayman S, it's a 7, and the Ferrari 360, you gotta love it, it's a 10. Going into round 2 with Ferrari in the lead, let's talk about performance. As you can see in the Porsche Cayman, the engine is neatly tucked away, but that's more than you can say about the power itself. When you're driving this, all the power you need is always available. This one comes with the Sport Chrono option, and if you hit the Sport or the Sport Plus, you'll get all the power you need just within like half a second. So very good at performance. Moving on to the Ferrari. Standing here at the engine bay, beautiful layout. You can go to my video, the close-up of the Ferrari 360, and have a more detailed tour about this. But let's talk about the performance in the 360. Of course, this has 400 horsepower, whereas the Porsche has 320. So you would say that, okay, this is much faster and so on, but the thing is that when you're driving this on a daily basis, you drive it very carefully. You don't push it, you don't spank it, you drive it very neatly. But if you want to spank it and you have the skills to spank it and get the maximum out of this engine. It is extremely fast and it handles beautifully. So very nice car. I would say perhaps a little faster than the Porsche, but on paper, yeah, it's faster in real time. The Porsche is more fun. This brings us on to the result of the second round. It's a difficult one because in the Porsche you have all the power you need at all times, and in the Ferrari you have to be pretty skilled to find the power, but it has more power than the Porsche, so that's gonna be for the Porsche an 8, and for the Ferrari, because the power is there, also an 8. This brings us into the third round, where we're going to talk about handling. And starting out in the Porsche, I can tell you, I've never ever driven a car that handles as well as the Porsche. It's like when you're taking a corner, it's like it turns around itself. It's not like this, the front wheels are pointing the way. It's like the car turns around itself. That's how well it handles. So if you push it, it does whatever you want it to, and if you're going around quietly in the city, it's just like driving a normal car, just like 10 times better. So now you've joined me inside the 360, and it is a very nice place to be, also when you're driving it. Taking it outside the city, you'll have a car that handles extremely well. It does whatever you want it to, maybe because the larger wheels. I have this equipped with the 19-inch Novitec instead of the 18-inch standard wheels. But inside the city limit, it has a tendency to be a bit on the heavy side. Ferrari is not meant to be cruising around in the city, at least not 360. That brought us to the end of round 3, handling. And the results are Ferrari 7 and the Porsche, it's a mighty 10. Round 4, sound. And let me be honest with you, it's not a fair fight. The Porsche Cayman is equipped with the standard exhaust, whereas the Ferrari is equipped with the Capristo Stage 3. The Capristo is like the loudest exhaust you can get without going for straight pipes. So yeah, let's start them up. Two cold starts and the Porsche on a very cold day. That's why all the fumes. Sorry, Greta. But the results of the sounds are Porsche 5 and the Ferrari 11. Yeah, it broke the scale. It just sounds so great. What can I say? Round 5, let's take a look at the cabin. The cabin of the Porsche Cayman is well equipped. It's a nice place to be, and everything is within reach. You have these multi-adjustable seats so that your seating position is as good as you want it to be. I'm gonna just give you a little tour around the cabin so that you can see. But if you want the cabin in more detail, you can always visit my channel and go back to the review I did of the Porsche Cayman. But nice place to be, everything within reach, and yeah, don't you just love that view? And here let's take a look at the Ferrari's cabin. Being inside the cabin of the 360, you notice that it is an older car. The Porsche is 10 years old, but this is almost 20 years old now. So of course you can tell that by looking around in the cabin. Beautiful view here at Prancing Horse at the steering wheel. Never get tired of that. As I was saying, going through the Porsche's cabin, you can go to my channel and find the reviews of both cars where I'll go into more detail about the cabins. But here are the results for both the cars. The Porsche is a nice 8, and the Ferrari is, well, also an 8. The reason for the 8 for both the cars is because there's 10 years in difference between the cars. And coming into a car like this, getting the feeling that you get in the Ferrari, that bumps it up to the same character as the Porsche. Now we've reached round 6, functionality. Let's start out with the Porsche. The Porsche is a car that you start up in the morning, go to the track, lay in some decent lap times, and then you go home and do some shopping on the way. That's how functional it is. It will do anything, well, except for having the kids in the back, of course. Let me put it like this. The Ferrari is not your daily driver. When you start it up in the morning, you wait 10 minutes for the water to heat up. Then you start rolling. And when you've been rolling for 5-10 kilometers, the oil is hot, and then it actually starts to drive well. You don't take it shopping. You don't want to park it between family containers and angry old women. No, this is not what you do with a Ferrari. In a Ferrari, you drive it. And this brings us to the results of round 6, functionality. The Porsche is meant to be a functional car. You can drive it every day and you can use it for whatever you like. So that's why the Porsche scores a big 9 in this round. The Ferrari, it's not meant to be functional. It's a 6. Welcome to the 7th round, the Greta round. Sorry, the economy round. It's gonna be about the fuel economy of the two cars. And what a stupid round. Do you buy any of these cars because you consider the economy? No, you don't. But anyway, I'm gonna tell you about it. The Ferrari will do between 4 and 8 kilometers in 1 liter. 4 if you want to have a lot of fun, and 8 if you want to be adult and sensible. Usually when I'm driving the car, I'm doing around 7, so yeah, I guess I'm pretty sensible. The Porsche is actually surprising because it will hit 15 kilometers in 1 liter if you drive long trips and are sensible about it. In the city, you'll hit 7, but between 7 and 15, I think that's not bad for a car with a 3.4 liter engine and 320 horsepower. So, good job, Porsche. Which brings us to the result of round 7, the Greta round. The Ferrari puts in 7 because an engine like that and being able to do 8 kilometers in 1 liter, I think that's pretty impressive. The Porsche will do a mighty 9. Welcome to round 8, which is going to be about maintenance. And there's a pretty good reason that I'm actually standing at the Ferrari and that I'm standing at the engine bay. Because the average of maintenance on a Ferrari 360 has been, for me at least, around 4,000 euros a year. I've had it for 6 years, so yeah. My record on a visit to a mechanic was 11,000 euros. I would say that's a pretty huge sum, and that doesn't make it a daily driver, at least not for normal people. For the Porsche, it's more reasonable. I've had it for 3 years and it's been costing me an average of around 1,500 euros to maintain. I've had a few issues with it, but they've been solved and it's actually running pretty well right now. So yeah, those are the prices of the two cars, so consider that before you want to buy it. This brings us to the results of round 8. The Ferrari 6. The Porsche, a little more reasonable, 8. Welcome to round 9, value for money. We're closing in on the result now, and we're starting out with the Porsche. Taking into consideration the Porsche, the handling, the functionality, economy, and the relatively low maintenance, this car actually scores pretty high. In Europe, I guess you can collect a pretty good item for around 30,000 euro, and it's not that bad for a car like this. It's 10 years old, but it's still a nice car. The price on the 360 has not been climbing as fast as in so many of the other models of the Ferrari range. So with a price tag at around 60,000 euros and the looks, the handling, the sound taken into consideration, I would say that the 360 is actually a pretty good value for money. And then you can say that you actually own a Ferrari. But going against the Porsche, it's a tough competition. We're now closing in on the final results, but value for money, round 9, results are here. For the Ferrari, it's an 8, and for the Porsche, it's a well-deserved 9. Now we reach the 10th and final round of this battle between the mighty Ferrari 360 and the Porsche Cayman S. So this last round is going to be about flash factor. And what is flash factor? Well, this is a factor of attention that you get when you're driving around the car anywhere. So let's take a little tour around. First, the Porsche. There's also a beautiful tour of both the cars. If you go and check out my last videos, the reviews about both cars. So this was a little tour around both the cars. But for me, and from an owner's point of view, the Porsche, the attention that I get when I'm driving the Porsche is, I'd like to compare it to when an adult person like me puts on a pair of roller skates. I would say I'm pretty good at it though, but that's the kind of attention I get when I'm driving the car, as if I'm coming on my roller skates. On the Ferrari, it's a completely different thing. It's like you've landed on another planet. Everybody's watching, everybody's waving, taking pictures, filming. If you park this thing anywhere, you'll definitely have somebody who comes up and wants to talk and say nice things about the car. And luckily, people are nice. It's not like these people just giving you a hard time because you're a rich bastard or something like that. People are so nice, always coming up and being very friendly. So those are the good things about the Flash Factor. And we have the final results coming in from the head judge, that being me. And the result from the Porsche is a beautiful 7. And for the Ferrari, it is a 9. Then you might wonder why I didn't give the Ferrari a 10, but there is something out there called a Bugatti Chiron. So now we've reached the end of the competition between the Ferrari 360 and the Porsche Cayman. And as you can see here, it's a tie. 80 points for the Ferrari and 80 points for the Porsche. So let's ask ourselves, is this a fair competition? No, actually, it's just a load of nonsense. You can't compare these two cars. First of all, the Ferrari is from 1999 and the Porsche is from 2009. And the development that the car industry had in those 10 years was just amazing. It was a huge leap in those 10 years. Thinking about how this looks, it's not an average car, but it's not like a hypercar or a supercar. The Ferrari, it was a supercar. It was a spaceship when it landed. So looking at them, you can just tell that you can't compare these two cars. And on top of that, these are two very, very different cars. The Porsche is made to be a daily driver that you can take to the track if you want to, and they've succeeded very well, I think. And the Ferrari, it's not your daily driver. It's not meant to be your daily driver. It's a completely different car. So of course you can't compare these two cars. But anyway, it's been fun. If you enjoyed this video, I hope you did. You're welcome to follow me and subscribing to my channel. So hit that subscribe button and the bell. Until next time, take care.